Hello, and welcome back to Hitman. And in this series we will go back to where it all started, and this time round we will focus on completing as many of the challenges as we can on each and every one of the primary Hitman targets, with maybe a few interesting bonus kills on the way. Today we are in Colorado for the Berg challenge, which entails killing Ezra Berg in a gas explosion. This one can be quite tricky. So for this challenge, the only thing we'll be bringing with us will be a silenced pistol. We won't really need it. And as with all of the Colorado challenges, we'll be starting in the greenhouse area. So with that said, let's get reacquainted with our target, shall we?
Ezra Berg, retired Mossad interrogator. Whether a direct threat to the ICA or not, we need to know the Shadow client's true agenda.
So, right from the start and off the bat, the first thing you want to do is approach the desk behind us and grab a weapon. As you can see, I already have one on my back. But we are going to need a weapon as a distraction, so grab a weapon before making our way over to the shed where Ezra Berg is. We're also going to grab this crowbar by the removals vans, just as a melee weapon. So once we get to the shed where Ezra Berg hangs out, we are going to place our assault rifle on the floor, or whichever weapon you have collected. We're going to make our way into this patch of tall grass here, select our crowbar or melee weapon of your choice, and eventually the guard outside the shed will spot the gun, and he will take that into the farmhouse to remove it. And all we have to do at this point is either wait for him to leave, and the guard inside the house will finish his cigarette, and we can then render him unconscious. Now here's where it gets tricky, because the timing of this can be relatively off, so it may be easier for you to trip the fuse box on the wall there, and when the guard inside comes out to investigate, you can then render him unconscious as well. But this is the safer option if you can get away with it. As you can see, I managed to completely miss my throw with the crowbar. But once he turns away from the window, you're safe to duck in behind him, render him unconscious as quickly as you can, hide his body in the closet, collect up that crowbar. We're going to wait back outside in the tall grass here, because at this point, as you can see, Ezra Berg has just arrived and the other guard has just returned also. So what we want to do is, once the guard has his back to us, we're going to throw the crowbar over by the two sacks against the shed, just over there somewhere. That will do. And when the guard goes to investigate, we are going to render him unconscious and hide him in the crate provided. So he's going to make his way over there now. We're going to sneak up behind him real quick, render him unconscious quietly, and quickly get him in the crate. So he is now out of our way. So the only thing left to do now is set up the gas explosion. But Ezra Berg is still currently in attendance, so we are going to have to wait for him to leave. And there he goes. And once Ezra Berg has left, we can make our way back inside the shed, and just on this tool chest here we will find a wrench, and in the opposite corner of the room we will find a gas cylinder, and we're going to use the wrench on that gas cylinder to create a leak. We're then going to select our silenced pistol, or pistol of your choice if you have an assault rifle of some sort. And we're going to wait in the closet. Now we could be waiting some time as Ezra Berg has just left, but once he makes his way back into the area, we can then trigger the explosion. But you may encounter this, Now when Ezra Berg left, he got as far as here and got stuck. So we've had to exit our closet in the shed and trigger that conversation and return to our closet. I was actually waiting there about 20 minutes before I realized what was going on. So just be aware of that, that if Ezra Berg stops moving, just go and stand behind him, trigger the conversation, and when he finally returns on his routine to this area, if you haven't brought a gun with you, you can just render him unconscious and then blow up the cylinder. If you have the silenced pistol, then you can just jump out, shoot the cylinder, get straight back into the closet afterwards, because the explosion will attract a lot of attention, and it's easier to just wait it out and wait for Ezra Berg's body to be removed before making our way to the water tower area and the boat exit. So there we go, that is the Burn challenge. Somewhat tricky, but relatively easy enough. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.